Hello, welcome to yet another episode of the Hot Seat, where we get to talk to prominent people in the volleyball world. And today I'm joined by none other than Robert Njerere, aka Soba. Welcome to the Hot Seat, Mr. Njerere.
Welcome to you, Mr. Mangwiro, and welcome everyone.
And before we get into detail with our interview today, let me ask, Izaka where says Kunzi Soba?
Well, Coach Soba, as I'm popularly known, I don't drink, and every time we used to play volleyball, I would be the sober guy in the team, so everyone then started calling me Soba. That's how I got the name.
Oh, you heard it. So today we are going to have another sober talk with Robert Njerere. In the coming weeks, the 13th of April to be precise, we are going to see the Harare Volleyball Association holding its congress, where they are going to elect a new executive. And rumor in the streets say you are going to run for one of the posts, which is the chairmanship. Any grain of truth to that?
As far as I'm concerned, I'm not running for any post. Actually, I'm excited that as HVA, they've decided to reshuffle and put in new blood into the system. As a former chairperson of the association, I would want to support any candidates that are willing to take up the post in the HVA elections. But on my side, I'm a bit overwhelmed with other projects that I'm doing, and unfortunately, I won't be running or taking part in any of the election posts.
I don't want to be seen as convincing you to join the race, but let me say you consider running for the post, let's say for the chairpersonship. The HVA currently is calling for the input on the constitution. They want to amend the constitution before the elections. What do you want to see being changed in the Harare Volleyball Association constitution?
Well, I think it's not basically a change, but I would want to see maybe more implementation of what the current constitution is all about. The constitution recognizes the 7 districts in Harare as the members. And over the past decade or so, we have neglected giving those districts their due stature in the province, whereby we've been concentrating on club volleyball. So one of the key things that I would personally want to see the new HVA committee coming in implement would be trying to make sure they resuscitate the district volleyball structures so that we can have volleyball being played at district level. That can help to strengthen our club structure and also have a sense of inclusivity in our volleyball development program in Harare, whereby I feel if we start developing volleyball at district level, we are sure to get the numbers and to get the people, the athletes, the students, the players, the women that are playing, that are not playing any form of volleyball in their respective districts. You go, say, to Jembere, we don't have a volleyball court. You go to Highfield, we don't have a volleyball court, but we've got volleyball players. You even come to the northern side, we don't even have a center for volleyball. Volleyball is played mainly at UZ and in schools. So I would personally want to work with the coming executive in implementing the resuscitation of district volleyball associations.
But before those districts were there and they were not working, what do you think, or what makes you think that they will get to work again if they are going to be reconstituted?
In my opinion, what I saw was we had a structure that only recognized the clubs. Back then, we had a committee that was composed of club chairpersons. We did not have people from the districts coming into the provincial setup. So I think one key element that we can introduce to try and get the district volleyball structures being resuscitated is to make sure we have these people on board in key decision-making processes for the province.
In the streets, they say sport is business, and wherever there is business, there is money. But in volleyball, maybe people are running away from volleyball because they are not seeing the money. In your opinion, or stating facts, where is the money in volleyball?
Well, I think we first of all need to have numbers. We need to make sure volleyball is a sport of choice. We need quantity of numbers, where if we are going to have a volleyball event, we should have the numbers. If you go and watch a football match, everyone is going to fill up the stadiums and people are going to be watching soccer because they have generated the numbers. I think from a business perspective, we need to generate the numbers. We need to move into the communities and get people to come in and appreciate and watch volleyball and support volleyball. When we have the numbers, then we can talk of then coming up with quality programs, quality teams. But as of now, we have not justified the number threshold that is required for us to even approach corporate sponsors because we don't have the numbers. We need the numbers in the sport so that the corporate world can appreciate that there is mass participation of volleyball in Harare and Zimbabwe and so on.
Now you've given me a reason to campaign for you and also convince you to run for the chairmanship. If say you are going to run for the chairmanship, the other people will be running with you to get into the executive. What attributes would you be looking at for those people so that you have a working committee?
Well, I think what is basically needed from a management point of view is you need people that have passion for the sport. But passion alone, without the right incentives, at times we might fail. You need the right technical people who are able to come in and formulate technical strategies, development programs that we can go and sell into the institutions, the schools, the colleges, the corporate world, so that we can have an all-inclusive volleyball world coming together. And in terms of marketing, you would need people that are prepared to go and develop marketing programs, come up with good financial policies that can help the association grow. I think if we can push for that, we can slowly but surely start developing and seeing our Harare volleyball growing in strides.
There's a popular saying in volleyball. They say they are playing, or we are playing for handshakes. And recently we have witnessed your interest and passion in beach volleyball, where it seems there is some love in terms of prize money. Now that you are going to be our chairman at the Harare Volleyball Association, are we going to see a change in what the teams or the clubs are playing for? A departure from the so-called handshakes?
I'm not going to be the Harare chairperson, but I'm going to lobby that we have an improvement in our remuneration for players. These are the athletes that have made us who we are today. And even if I'm going to run for office, I'm running for office for these athletes. So I don't think we should be just going for a handshake after a one-week tournament or a one-weekend long tournament. The players should be remunerated. And as evidenced in the previous events that we held, we realized that players, they also deserve to be given their fair financial compensation for the hard work they would have put on the court.
And besides the Harare Volleyball Association, this is also the elective year for the Zimbabwe Volleyball Association. Okay. What also do you want to see changing?
Basically, I would want to see change at provincial level first. If we have good programs that can institute proper development strategies and concepts at provincial level, that can ultimately push development at national level. Currently, I'm one person who's very skeptical about the national structure in terms of representation, whereby we are being governed by 10 administrative provinces, but on paper, most of these provinces, they are not working, they don't have programs, they don't have activities. And as a result, you realize our Congress, our National Congress, is basically in existence for elections, whereas it has to be the norm whereby people come for a congress to update on the activities that they are carrying out in their respective provinces, to give reports on development programs, but our congress, basically people are coming there to put in a president, and after that you don't see the people for the next 4 years. So from a provincial point of view, where I'm coming from, Harare, we would want to see changes in terms of that setup, whereby even the voting system has to be changed to have representation on provinces that have been given the right merit, that have earned the merit because of the work they are doing in their respective provinces.
Thank you, Robert, for coming here. But what I can promise the audience is that we'll have you back some other time talking about the ZVA and beach volleyball. So thank you for coming to
Thank
this
you very much. Thank you.
That was Mr. Robert Njerere on this episode of the Hot Seat. Stay tuned for other guests. Yeah, welcome back again to the MNL Hot Seat. In the first segment, I was speaking to Robert Njerere, talking about the Harare Volleyball Association upcoming elections in April. But now, I'm joined by Godknows Jembere, the Harare City Manager, and also the former Harare Volleyball Association Secretary General. And in this segment, we are going to talk about Harare City. Welcome to the show, Jembere.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mangwiro. Thank you, MNL, for inviting me to this platform.
Yes, we are going to see the Harare Volleyball Association hosting the Harare Open Tournament on the 16th and 17th of April, rather March. Can you give us an insight into the Harare City Volleyball Club camp?
Thank you, Mr. Mangwiro. As you know, we are the Giants. Unfortunately, this time with only the ladies team. We have started our trainings in earnest, and we have since tried to see how our preparations are going by participating in the Ruwa tournament. They played well. They come out position 2, which is something which is making us happy as far as our preparations are going. So we are still working hard to try and get the team in shape ahead of that open tournament.
Yes, Harare City known as the Giants, but last year your teams, both of your teams performed not to the expectations of many. And what do you think you are going to do differently this time around? And you said you only have the women's team this year.
Yeah, last year was not a good year, not only to us, but to all other teams. Unfortunately, we, like you said, we performed below the expectations of many fans. We have got many issues to say, which we can say we're attributing to that level of play. We failed to train well because of financial constraints, the bus fares for the players to come to the training, the allowances, all those issues contributed to that performance that you saw last year. So this year, I know you have got that question ahead, but that's the reason why we had to downsize our teams. We had to temporarily put on hold the men's team so that we can put together the resources and channel to the ladies team, which we are now having this year. So we are trying our best to make sure our trainings are well attended, and everything that is needed, the welfare will be available for the players, so that we will boost the morale and probably have the best results this year.
And yes, I knew that you were going to expect this question from me. The temporary suspension of the men's team, but already has answered before I asked. But God knows, why the other team and not the other team?
Yeah, everyone is asking that question, but as a team, we just sit and see the criteria of using the meritocracy. Like we look back to last season and look at the performance of both our teams. For example, the men's team, they were not qualified to participate in the National League. So we just looked at that and see the opportunity is on the ladies, and we just agreed to decide and put on hold the men's team so that we keep the relevance with the ladies team, subject to review by end of the season, to regroup the men's team into action.
Yeah, because the volleyball fraternity just woke up to the news one day in 2024. It was rather unexpected. And why did you took so long to make the announcement? Was it not good to make the announcement by the end of last season rather than when even the players were expecting to come back into camp, but when they were expecting the call to resume training, they woke up to that statement? Don't you think it was not the right time to do that?
Yeah. You sound correct, but unfortunately, you know, we in our organizations, we have got those bureaucracy in terms of relaying our issues, our queries, our everything that we would want to communicate. We've got channels, so it took time for us to have that decision, because we are not running the club as just the board, but we have to report to the authority. So it takes time to come up with that position because of the bureaucracy in the way we are running our organizations. Remember, Harare City, it's a child of city of Harare.
Yes.
So we cannot just come up and announce the decision, or just agree to that. Otherwise, even myself, I'm aggrieved to that decision. But we had to look and see the exact truth upon ourselves. We just have to be realistic to ourselves and see, yes, as much as we want the boys to play, as much as we want them to continue playing, but the resources are not permitting. So we cannot just wake up and say, it looks like this year the resources are not permitting, so next year we are not going to play. We have to communicate that through the channels. That's why it took so long to come up with that position, and as well to communicate to our partners in the volleyball family.
Yes, viewers, you are hearing it for yourselves, and he can agree that even last year everyone was, it was visible to everyone that something was not right in the Harare City camp. It was the body language from the players could tell that something was not right. So this year, now that you have only one team, are you promising that it is going to be okay? We are going to see the Harare City that we saw in the yesteryears, dazzling even in the Zone 6. And are we also going to see Harare City back in the Zone 6 in Botswana, especially on their notable absence in Lesotho?
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Mangwiro. I cannot safely promise, as you want me to say that, but we are planning to have the Zone 6 this is 2024
Yes.
Zone 6 well prepared and attended by our team. It's well in our plans, and we are also expecting our performance to be different from that of last year. But not to say since we've got now one team, everything is going to be okay. You see, financially, there is no much difference from last year. We may have been trimmed the teams, but still financially things seem to be, you know, hard for everyone. Things are tough financially.
Yes, and to everyone things are tough.
Yes.
But are we likely to see are there any new arrivals or departures, notable departures from the ladies team, and any new arrivals or any changes to the technical team?
Yeah, there are no changes from the players. We have the players that we were having last season, but for the technical, that's where we have a change in the setup. We just combined the technical team for the men's team to come and collaborate with the ladies team technical guys,
Yes.
so that we channel everyone will be focusing with the ladies team. So that's where we see our strength going to make a change in terms of the ladies.
Any names as for the who is who in the technical team?
Our structure from the ladies team, the head coach is the same. Coach Lid Mimplotla is continuing as the head coach, and Eunice is the first assistant. Mr. Kochi Swangani is the second assistant. Ian Msariri is also going to assist as the trainer, and Coach Roni Mashawawe is also assisting as the statistician, as well as the TD is going also to be directing the technical team. So that's our team.
Okay, and enough about Harare City. Lastly, there is going to be the Harare Volleyball Association elections coming up on the 13th of April. Are you running for any post?
Oh, not at all, Ms. Mangwero. Unfortunately, you have shared with the viewers that the former Secretary General, yeah, it was an experience to be with the HVA. I really appreciate, but because of the magnitude of some works and pressure from the work, the team, I don't think I will go for any
post?
anyone
you are picking
any time,
for the
yeah.
chairmanship or any other post?
At the moment, no. I've got no one to tip for that.
So if I put my name more in the race,
yes,
are you going to vote me for the chairmanship?
Obviously. Why? Of course, if you are Miss Mangwiro, we've been working together, we know your history, you know how you are working hard to try and push volleyball within the province. You know
how I work, but
yes,
maybe it is not going to be me. Yes. What attributes are you looking at for those who are going to be running for the post in the HVA?
You know, for the few years that I've been into volleyball, there are some issues that I've been noting, or some I wouldn't want to say some conflicting interests to say, but there are those that say they are for volleyball, and those that say, or they say these are the ones that push volleyball.
Yes.
There are two categories. Personally, my background, I'm not known as a volleyball player or a coach or a referee. I am a manager. I believe in the management of volleyball in a way that push things or make things happen. But it seems with the volleyball, those that control volleyball, there is a tag that they look, that they consider that this guy has got a history in the court. Yes. This guy has got a history in beach volleyball and so forth. But with the dynamics in terms of taking volleyball as a business, I will go for someone who apply the things that make volleyball move forward. Those that are experienced, probably managers, not administrators. The reason why I emphasize on managers and administrators, things are changing. We no longer want to do things by the book. What has been done years back, yesterday, is not applying to today's situation, because things are changing.
Okay.
So would want those that can see that there's a block here. I'm now heading on. I have to shift. I have to change the lane. I have to change the direction.
Yes.
To do things that is fitting the right situation. Then in such a candidate, I will go for that.
Well, viewers, you have heard it. I got the endorsement from Godknows, and I'll be running for the chairmanship of Harare Volleyball Association, and I'll be putting on my nomination papers in the coming few days. Well, thank you, Mr. Jembere, for joining us.
Thank you,
We
viewers.
wish you very well in the year 2024 with your ladies team. And hopefully, we are going to see the men's team back into the courts very soon.
Definitely. Thank you, Ms. Mangwiro.
That was Mr. Jembere talking about Harare Seat. Thank you, viewers, for watching this one, and wait for our next guest. Welcome back again to the MNL Hot Seat, and this is the third segment of this episode. I talked to Robert Njerere and talked to Godknows Jembere, and now I am joined by Blessing Manhai, former player and captain for MSU Cobras, Naba, and Harare City. Welcome to the show, Blessing.
Thank you, Mr. Mangwiro. Thank you for having me on your show. Hi, viewers.
I know it is with a heavy heart that you are here. The last team you played for is disbanded, or rather temporarily suspended. Harare City. What is the feeling? But before you talk about that, can you give us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, before I get into the Harare City business, I've been a player, a professional player since 2010. I was introduced to professional volleyball, or should I say organized volleyball, by Mr. Ngobani Piri, formerly known as Mr. Darangoro. He is a former national team setter. He's the one who introduced me to organized volleyball. By then I was playing for Kids Volleyball Club in Guero, Midlands. I then started playing for Kids in the Blaue League, as there was no Midva League. There I grew. I then joined my varsity team, my favorite team of all times, the Cobras, MSU Cobras.
Yes.
That was in 2013, under the leadership of one Mr. Cindy, so David Peary. Trust me, that was an experience. I enjoyed playing for the Cobras. We were a team, we were a family. It was so exciting. We won a lot of things with MSU Cobras, including one accolade that I'm going to mention here. That is the FASU gold that we won in Johannesburg back in 2016. It was quite an experience.
Oh, yes.
Then from the MSU Cobras and Kids, I was then asked to play for Naba by Mr. Jainak, Mr. Efinos.
Efinos.
Yes. and Mr. Matore. They then approached me. It was in Mtare. We had interpros. That was 2000 and end of 2014, 2015, beginning of 2015. If I'm no longer sure with the dates. I then joined NABA. With NABA, we played very well. I won my first national league. That was in 2016. We also won the Harare League as well in that year. It was nice. I had players from my Cobras team, so it was easy to gel with the team.
Okay.
I had Shama Muneta in the team. He was one of my friends from the Cobras team.
Varsity.
Yeah, from the varsity team. So it was easy to gel in the team. There I played quite well with one Tajona Jerawa. He was my setter. With Taz, there was this chemistry that I once had with Ayanda Bebe back in the varsity team.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Ayanda, I remember.
You remember Ayanda
Yes.
Bebe? Yes. Again, with Naba, there is that year we went on to get silver in Namibia, Swakopmund. That was with Naba. Then 2017, Harare City was formed.
Yes.
It was quite an emotional.
And it became the Galacticos of volleyball.
It became the Galacticos of volleyball. Harare City came with something that other teams weren't bringing on the table. So players were excited to join Harare City. I was also part of those players, but it took quite some time to really get the decision to say I'm now leaving NABA. I'm going to join Harare City. I remember contacting Mr. Matore. Mr. Matore was my mentor, my friend, my brother. He was my manager as well. I was like, Mr. Matore, this is the opportunity that Harare City is presenting to me. What should I do? He was like, look, young man, you are still young. Go and explore. It's fine. I understand.
But deep down, there's that feeling that he didn't want you to go.
Of course.
Because I was also at support unit and there were a lot of players that crossed the floor, and the coach also, Itsananga Bobasutu, crossing the floor there. We were used to beating everyone. We were used to winning. And now it was the turn of Harare City.
It was now the turn of Harare City. But then, when players, when you have a Galacticos kind of team, there is a lot that goes on, and some were not getting the time that they wanted. So some of the guys actually quit, and they moved back to various to their clubs, to their original clubs. Some moved to other clubs. And the team was dismantled to a point whereby we were left with very few players in the Harare City team. But I remained in the team with Tawanda Pamire, Coach Tawanda Pamire now.
Yes.
Yes, we had Coach Tawanda Pamire, we had Simbarashe Mtambiro, we had... that the time when players moved, that's when one Kerich Kurupat then came out and then emerged. There was Kudakwashe Kandanda. The talent was sort of suppressed. So it was quite it was something, unexpected. The boys just, boom, came out and started playing volleyball at very high levels. It was something...
And you won a lot of things with Harare City, and with everyone looking up to you as that big player. You were a notable player on the court. But after the announcement of the temporary suspension of Harare City, everybody were watching to see where this one will go, where this one will go. But there was that announcement you made that you were quitting playing volleyball, when everyone was saying you still have some years in your hands. And that feeling I asked about. What is it in your heart, that feeling you felt to the decision to say, I am quitting?
Honestly, Mr. Mangwiro, that was a bit of a pill to swallow. It was quite an emotional announcement that was made by Harare City. Harare City had become family. Harare City gave me a job straight out of college. They had become a family. I felt this. There was some culture that was now blooming in Harare City, and there was some direction that we were taking. Of course, you know, as a senior player, you know the struggles that the team is going through, the financial thing, the financial struggles, situations and stuff. Yes, but I didn't expect Harare City to drop the men's team. I thought as a family, Harare City was going to carry us on their back, would struggle through the season, eat what everyone is eating. If we are going to be pushing for all the boys to come to training, see how best we can help each other as a family. But then the decision came unexpectedly in 2024. I thought maybe they should have told us in 2023.
So there was no consultation between the club and the players?
There was no consultation, but I'll be very honest about that. It was quite a shock to hear that they are dropping the men's team. Like, okay, what criteria did you use? They're saying performance. Both the ladies and the gents performed a bit dismally, not up to standard. That was the last season. You can confirm that. And,
Yes.
You know, for them to choose the ladies, well, maybe the statement ladies first worked, yeah. You never know. You never know. You never know. Yeah, but I'll be very honest with you. This decision by Harare City to drop the men's team then set deep inside me. It triggered some thoughts as to why am I still really playing volleyball? Is it for the passion? What is volleyball bringing to the table on my end? I sat and I dived deep into my thoughts, and I told myself, okay, well, if Harare City is not going to continue funding the boys, I might as well retire before I maybe injure myself and fail to provide for my family. Yeah, because why am I suffering? Volleyball, we are playing it for the passion.
Yes.
I'll be very honest with you. We are actually looking for sponsors out there to come in and, sponsor volleyball so that these young boys can get something out of volleyball rather than just playing volleyball week in, week out, weekend out, week in, week out, weekend out, It's
Because it's not only Harare City. A lot of clubs play with emotions of the players. What do you have to say to club administrators, especially on arbitrary decisions that affect the players?
To the administrators, I'm saying volleyball is for us to have volleyball.
Yes.
Is the players.
It is
I've
the
often
players.
said this, for us to watch volleyball, it is the commitment that the players are giving us. So if the welfare of the players is not met, what are we doing as the volleyball fraternity? Honestly, because these young players, they may be young now, but look at me, I was young at some point in time. I used to live and breathe volleyball.
Okay, let's be brutal.
Yes.
Let's call a spade a spade.
A spade, a
Do you know Slag?
Yes, yes.
Slag yatotamba
Yes.
Do you think in Zimbabwe volleyball players are taken or are putting the same players highest like by the administrators?
I would like to believe so. Because, you see, these boys...
Because there are no new shoes bought for those things. Even its head is off, it can still be used as long as the other party is reaching the ball on the surface. It's let's play.
Yes. Okay, there are some clubs that are trying by all means to do something for the players. Harare City, for example,
Yes.
it had provided some jobs for some of the players. I'm sure you've heard of
Yeah,
that,
sure.
which is quite a good initiative because we are looking at life after being a player.
Yes.
Yes. So those kids that now have a job, at least now they can focus on volleyball and also focus on their life, rather than just go and watch volleyball because and play volleyball, spend their time doing volleyball, and then at the end of the day, what do you have as a player? What do you have as an individual? You still need to eat something. You still need to wear something. You still need to, grow as a person.
So the Players Commission has a lot of work to do for the improvement of the players' welfare in volleyball.
That's true, but then the first thing that I'm going to do is maybe throw the administration under the bus and say the Players Commission role is kind of limited.
Okay.
The Players Commission needs to have a bigger role in terms of what they do for the players.
What we are going to do is one day we will put up a show to talk about the players and the Players Commission unpacking some of these things and what the players should expect. I think the players will be looking at this episode. Time is of jealousy, and I will definitely call you again back. What are your last words? Harare City Volleyball at large.
For Harare City, I would like to say thank you very much. Harare City was a home for me. It wasn't all bad and it wasn't all rosy, but Harare City has been my home. Thank you very much. I would like to thank Mr. Bosman Matengarufu, the club chairperson. I would like to thank my former coaches, that is Coach Willex, Coach Itsanang Abubasutu, Coach Mashasha, our trainer Ian Msariri. Those guys have done a lot. Our technical director Nyashadzashi Takawira. Those guys have been a family for me. It's quite sad that I'm leaving the volleyball fraternity, but not entirely though. Maybe as a player. Thank you very much, Harare City. I greatly appreciate everything you've done for me and for some of my former colleagues. And for the volleyball at large, I would like to say the player is one of the most important entity in this structure. Take care of the player, and the player will make you famous. The player will bring something to the table, definitely, if they are happy.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mangwele.
Thank you, Blessing, for gracing this show, and I will have you in the next few days, especially when the season starts. You have a lot to say about volleyball, I know. Well, viewers, it is time to call it off. In this episode, I was talking to Robert Njerere, Godknows Jembere, and Blessing Manhai. Watch out for the next episodes. Thank you.